Hello. If you're new, take a moment to subscribe. So even though I'm supposed to be coming to you guys with a story time video from 1998 or about hiding Jesus, I thought why not tell a fresher story time. So let's get right into it. Last week I came off my bike. Why not share this with you guys? Because I thought it was hilarious. So a little bit of a backstory is my bike currently needs adjusting in a few different ways. The seat is currently doing this, so it just needs a little bit of a tightening job. Pretty simple, right? Just haven't got round to doing it yet. And the brakes are a little bit stiff. Could be something to do with the fact that I got into a little bit of an argument with my bike last week, to which I threw my bike on the floor. Maybe this was my bike's revenge. Who knows? But either way, the brakes are fucked, the seat's fucked, and my bike's pissed off with me. Bearing in mind I still have to go about my own business, I just got on my bike. Why the hell not? I remember this day, it was absolutely freezing. Dressed up to the nines, just like, I did not want to go out that day. But I had to, because adult life, it forces us out into the cold and out into reality. And that's the harsh reality of that. So I had no issues getting there the way I normally do, which is just to cycle as fast as I can. I usually have to hop off my bike because I've cycled so quickly and overestimated how fast I can cycle. I have to walk up the hill and I have to come up with the bike and just kind of have a moment and be like, you were taking the piss then, Jess. You are not Superman. Slow down, go at a steady pace. That's the only problem that I had. It was not icy to my knowledge. It was cold, but there was no ice. There was nothing telling me that day that I had to be careful, minus the fact that I already thought my brakes are a little bit dodgy, so bear that in mind, and my seat's a little bit wobbly. They were my only issues, and I've been on my bike prior to this, so I thought everything's gonna be okay, right? So I went about my day, I was really tired, and it came for me to hop back on my bike and cycle back to my house. So I'd wrapped myself up and I prepared for the cold that awaited me. And despite being so wrapped up, I was still wearing leggings. If I hadn't have decided last minute to wear 2 pairs of pants and not just my leggings, then that could have been disastrous. So I've hopped on my bike, minded my own business, I've lit up a smoke. Sue me, it was a long day, I was knackered, and usually I would not smoke and cycle at the same time because that's just a bad combination, right? For a couple of reasons. Because you're faffing about, kind of focusing on one hand, and then it's kind of like focusing on where you're going, and it's dark, so you're gonna think, well it's your own fault then, you shouldn't have been smoking and you would have fallen off your bike, but nah. Smoking did not hinder me on this journey back home, so we cannot blame that. All the haters that are gonna comment down below and have a go at me for smoking, don't smoke that much. My smoking does not hinder anybody else. I don't smoke around Athena, ever, so you can calm down. I'm 24 years old, god damn it, and I'm still explaining myself. I'm not even explaining myself to my bloody parents. I need to sort this out. So I've been cycling back and I'm always really careful. Like I said, I don't usually smoke and cycle. Normally, if I'm gonna smoke, I will walk with my bike in hand. I don't usually try to do too much at once because I get easily distracted as it is. So I always need to bear in mind that I might need my attention elsewhere if I'm already using my attention doing something. And unfortunately for me, that includes cycling. So I'm always really careful. I'm always on the pavement, but I won't be on the pavement obviously if there's pedestrians. And I very rarely go on the road unless it's the dead of night and there's no one around. So I'm always 100% careful on my bike. It was mainly like dirt path, pavement, and then there's like a motorway bridge. Me and this motorway bridge do not have a good history. Side note. But nevertheless, because it's been a hectic day and I'm pretty tired and I've been cycling a lot faster than I thought I was, yet again I decided to stop and just relax. And I'm still smoking at this point. I'm surprised it's lasted so long, to be honest. And I'm stood there at the freeway. So I sit on my bike and I'm just watching all of the cars. I was kind of just admiring the late cars on the freeway and the darkness and just having a little moment to myself. I've been listening to Melanie Martinez all up until this point on my bike, and I was listening to Carousel and I was just watching all of the cars to the beat of the music, and it was really amusing me. I figured I would finish my smoke there and then so I could just focus on cycling back and get back as quickly as possible so I could just have a cup of tea and get cozy and go to sleep because I was really tired. So everything's fine, just minding my own business, kind of humouring myself. I finished my smoke and I put my headphones on and Pity Party starts playing. Now I don't know if you guys are familiar with Melanie Martinez, but I recently found her and I adore her music. I love her style. I think she's absolutely beautiful. Massive girl crush, by the way. I think she's absolutely gorgeous and I love the flow of her lyrics and the melody in which she kind of You know, well, anyway, this isn't talking about Melanie Martinez here, in my own little world, listening to Carousel, but then as soon as Pity Party came on, it's hard for me to kind of explain the mood that I was in. I thought it was quite funny that that specific song would come on after I'd had this kind of thought where I was kind of feeling sorry for myself for like 10 minutes, thinking about this one specific thought and how much I missed this specific person. And then it was kind of like Pity Party came on and it just cheered me up. All of a sudden I just kind of felt this rush of adrenaline and I was just kind of like, fuck it, you know? Fuck it. So I continue my journey back home. I'm going around the corner, I'm starting to speed up and I'm just listening to the music, just loving life. I found that song to be especially fitting to have come on like when I was listening to Melanie Martinez on shuffle. Any song could have come on in that moment and that specific song came on and it thrust me into this enthusiastic, kind of energetic, happy mood. So I'm just having the time of my life, right? I've just got incredibly cocky with myself and I'm just gliding and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going a little bit faster than usual. And instead of thinking to myself, maybe it's icy, no, Jess was too busy thinking about the hot cup of tea that was waiting for her at home, her slippers, her bed, her pajamas, and just how quickly she could basically get home. Jess was actually thinking, could I maybe get home before this song finishes? Possibly. So how long did it take for me to fall off my bike? Went round one corner and I was gliding, I was loving life, went around another corner, still gliding, loving life, and we haven't even gotten to the second chorus in the song yet. And then I was turning a corner, and this specific corner is like this really epic bend, which usually it goes down a hill and it's like woohoo! But no, it did not go perfectly this time. All I wanted in that moment, in the cold weather, was a cup of tea. That is all I wanted, and that's all I was thinking about, this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cup of tea. As soon as I tried to take this corner the way that I normally do, my bike just lost control. It just lost control completely. So usually when a person falls off a bike, they normally go over the bike or off the bike to the side. I somehow managed to keep hold of the bike. And it was crazy because I went flying with the bike. And it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. Seriously. The last time I fell off a bike, I was a child, and it was much, much different this time. Much, much different. It was elongated. I was just spinning out of control with that bike going around that corner. Very, very lucky because there was a car actually on that corner, but it wasn't going anywhere. It was just stopped and it was about to set off again, but it hadn't. They witnessed the whole thing. Nobody was about at that time of night. Still, somebody managed to witness this. But I was just so overwhelmed by how ecstatic the experience had made me feel. Adrenaline was just going through my body at that moment and I was just loving life. And I remember the moment that I did let go of the bike and I had to just focus on my knees, and that's when I realised ice. Black ice was the culprit here. I was thinking to myself, how could I have been so oblivious? It's fucking freezing. There's been rumours there's going to be snow or ice for like 3 weeks now, but I've just been thinking to myself, nah, it's not going to happen, because there was a few days where it was sunny, right? And it's dead deceiving in Manchester because clouds will get in the way and be like, you ain't going to see the sun for another month, and then all of a sudden you'll get 2 weeks of like summer. I did not spot the ice. So after I'd finished spinning out of control with the bike, I then started to spin out of control with my knees. And I just remember I had no control, and luckily for me I just put my other glove back on. If I hadn't have worn 2 pairs of pants, I would have grazed the crap out of my legs and cut them open. I'll insert some pictures of the damage because my legs were really, really, really bruised because of it. It could have been a lot worse than what it was. I could have easily broken my neck because the speed I was going on black ice. No wonder I felt like Superwoman. After I'd finished spinning on my hands and my knees, I just got up, got back on my bike, and then I remember the guy, this bald guy on the corner that was in the car. He was like, you alright, love? Yeah, I'm fine. You fell off your bike. And I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. He went, are you getting back on it? And I'd actually got back on it and started cycling, and that's when I thought, yeah, I probably shouldn't. I didn't stop laughing until I got home, and I continued laughing. I had so much fun falling off that bike. Have you guys ever had fun just falling off your bikes? I could have easily broke my neck or like really severely twisted my ankle. Didn't expect to come off my bike. I thought I was a little bit too old for that. That's such a naive way to think, isn't it? Alright, yeah, I'm 24. My falling off bike days are well over just because I'm 24 years old. It also amused me that I'd actually come off my bike around the corner from my house. It was like so appropriate. I think the dangerous thing about this was the fact that it was the night before it snowed. The weather then became like this. Have you ever come off a bike? If so, let me know. Have you come off a bike? Do you need somebody to speak to? Call Jess on 0800 Jess. Or just comment down below and let me know. Give this video a thumbs up for more storytime videos, and I will see you shortly. Beware of black ice. Be careful. Mother Nature can be very deceiving.